Yo, what's up crew? Today it's Coach Nate here and I'm going to be going through a simple exercise that you can do and integrate into your training program, which is mainly for the core, but we can use it to activate pretty much the full body. A lot of people do this exercise very badly and that's why they don't feel anything when they're doing it. This exercise is called the bird dog. Okay, and today I'm going to run you through the basics of the bird dog to make sure you are getting it correct when you do it. It's a great movement we can put in our warm-ups or as part of a core training program to really work on our challenge in our stability. So first thing we're going to do is just set up in an all fours position. When I'm doing that, I want to make sure that my knees sit underneath my hips. I'm going to tuck my feet into the ground and I want to make sure that I've got a nice stable position with my shoulders. My hand position should be directly underneath my shoulder. So straight away, what a lot of people do wrong in this position is they collapse and they let the shoulder blades sink down straight to the floor. So what I want to think about is pushing into my hands to make sure that I've got good strength and stability at the shoulder. From this position, what I want to think about to begin with is just get really strong here. So imagine if someone was going to come and try and push you over, you're going to tense. So all I want you to practice is bracing. So tensing your core, pushing into the ground, okay? And imagine, as I said, someone come push you, you shouldn't move. You should feel rock solid in this position. Okay, that's a good starting point. It's literally just take a brief breath in, good, tense. So brace, imagine someone's gonna push you or punch you and you're nice and tight. All your muscles are engaging, okay? From there, once you got good, you understand that concept, then we can start adding a little bit of movement. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I like to call this around the clock. So I'm gonna tighten through my core, I'm gonna brace, and I'm trying not to shift at all here. So I don't want any movement other than my shoulder coming up. Okay, I come back down, I reset position. I keep tight, so I'm not moving, I'm not shifting my hips. Just trying to get that range of movement, okay? Nice and controlled. Each time I come back to the middle, I reset, I brace nice and tight. Once I've done both arms, then I'm gonna set tight, shoot my leg away. And again, I'm not doing this, I'm raising up, because I don't want my back position to change. I want to keep my spine, my pillar strong. So when I do this, I keep tight. I'm just trying to straighten the leg out. I should feel a stretch in my obliques and I should feel my glute switching on. Okay, I don't want my hips moving. Again, tighten up, shoot away, get that squeeze, keep tight. Okay, and that should be nice and controlled. So I might work round one arm, then the other arm, one leg, then the other leg. Okay, once we are confident at that, we're comfortable, the next progression we can move on opposite arm and leg working away. Okay, so when I do this, again, I want to set my position strong, make sure I'm nice and tight. So I breathe in, I squeeze. I start with slowly, arm and leg out. Back in, reset. Brace the core, tighten up. Shoot away and shoot back in. Okay, so I'm not trying to go really fast. I want it nice and controlled. And the key things are I don't want any twisting and rotating here. So I'm just going out as far as I can, trying to keep my hips and shoulders in line, okay? So again, that's the next progression. Once we have done that, then we can work on actually getting some movement, trying to lift a little bit. So in this one, we get tight. I'm gonna slide my arm out, slide my leg out, raise and squeeze. So I'm shooting my leg long. I'm trying to squeeze into my glute nice and tight. And then I'm nice and controlled back in. Okay, reset, don't rush the reps. Again, get tight, out, squeeze. Nice control back down again. So I'm not trying to rush my repetitions on there. I'm taking my time, trying to make sure I get that brace nice and tight through the middle every repetition. Okay, once you're good at that and you still feel, okay, I'm ready for a level up, I can move on, I can progress. One of the next variations would be to move into lifting knees off the ground, okay? So once I've got those fundamentals in place, I might come into this position here, keep my core tight, shoot back, down, shoot back, down. Okay, important thing is I'm not twisted and rotated. So if you're moving around and you're not actually keeping your core tight, this will feel easy. If you're bracing and you're getting strong, this will feel challenging, okay? So one more time on that one, lift, Keep tight. Shoot, back in. Shoot, back in, nice control. If you really want to progress it, more advanced, once you're good at that, you can try and do opposite, so arm and leg. This is pretty hard. I haven't mastered this yet. So on here, I'm gonna, okay, pretty tough one to do. As you can see, yeah, there I'm starting to twist and rotate, which we don't want. I'd rather we take it back and we do a more simpler one well than we try and do advanced and we muck it up, okay? So one more time, let's try this. Dig in. A little bit better. But again, pretty tough to hold that for any length of time without too much instability. Okay team, so that is the bird dog. That is how to do the bird dog well, okay? If you've got a partner, one thing I like to include sometimes if I'm doing it in a group session or training with someone, what you can add on, you might add a band around the hip and that partner might just be pulling you a little bit. So as I'm doing my bird dog here, yeah, my partner might be just putting a little bit of a tug on, pulling me sideways, and I've got to stabilize that. Okay, one other way we can progress this drill and make it a bit more challenging is adding some banded resistance. So here I've got a band which I've attached to my opposite hand and foot. Okay, if you've got a long looping band, you can do the same, just wrap it around the wrist, one around the other foot. Okay, and to be fair, that's not gonna be enough tension, so what I can do is just hold this down. Okay, and then all I'm trying to do on here again, okay, just gonna add to that intensity a little bit. So if I've got this tight, okay, and I could even add into that, taking the arm long as well. So if I'm in here, okay, so now we're working on a bit more of a lateral sling, but very important as well that we're not getting that dipping in the back. So we want to keep the back, we want to keep this pillar strong throughout, make sure there's not dipping, we're keeping everything engaged. Okay, so that's one way you can add a little bit more of a challenge and progression into. I hope you enjoyed that. That is the bird dog, fantastic exercise if you're doing it properly. So make sure you take the time and master it. Like most core and activation exercises, it's not about rushing it and just banging out the reps, it's about slow and feeling every muscle activating and working.